The penultimate race of the 2022 season got underway at Hockenheim with Lucas Auer second in the championship and on pole position. Lucas Stolz alongside him, Sheldon van der Linde, the championship leader, and Thomas Preining fourth in the championship, both trying to come back from 10-place grid penalties. Lucas Auer then with a great start to hold on to the lead of the race, but Lucas Stolz was coming under pressure early on from Marco Wittmann, the double champion, looking for his first win of the 2022 season and making a move through to get straight into second place. Stolz then coming under more pressure from René Rast, but there was drama early on. Contact putting Arjun Maini off the road into the barriers and out of the race. That would bring about yellow flags and potentially a safety car as they went down into the hairpin for the first time. And Maro Engel trying to go around the outside of three cars, including Kelvin van der Linde, made contact. Then more contact for van der Linde coming out of the corner with Lucas Stolz. Bits of tyre flying off the Audi and scattering around the pack as Kelvin van der Linde, a race winner here in 2021, would slow down with just three tyres left on the car. Ironically, the tyre hitting the windscreen of his brother Sheldon as he came through the pack. So after the restart, they got back underway with Lucas Auer coming under immediate attack from Marco Wittmann, who wasn't worried about championship points, just wanted the win. He got around the outside, but contact further back involving Philipp Eng, who got completely sideways, and then others tried to avoid him. Rolf Innerschen sent into the barrier after he'd lost contact on the front left corner of his car, damage to the wheel and suspension. He was then collected by Marius Sugg. Somehow, Sheldon van der Linde made his way through all of the carnage, and Philipp Eng had a good save to get his Schubert Motorsport BMW back en route, but for Zug and Innerschen, it was not good news. And then the battle continued at the head of the field with Wittmann coming back under attack from Auer, and then René Rast going up the inside of the pair of them. Mirko Bortolotti getting in the mix as well, and Lucas Stolz. It was almost five together as they came out of the hairpin and headed up through the gears towards the right-hander at turn 7, but Wittmann held on to the lead of the race. Auer, the pole sitter, dropping to second, and then Lucas Auer coming under fire here from Mirko Bortolotti, and a huge shunt behind them. Involving several cars, a fireball coming from Dennis Olsen's Porsche. Thomas Preining sent into the barrier after contact with David Schumacher. Two separate incidents. Ricardo Feller in the blue Audi into the back of Dennis Olsen. That caused that fireball as the engine came clean out of the SSR Performance Porsche. Such was the severity of the impact. And there you can see it from Nick Cassidy's point of view as the Ferrari driver tried to avoid it. And just in front of him, this contact, massive into the wall with Thomas Preining and David Schumacher, both out of the race, and Preining with massive damage to the car that would ruin his championship hopes. But thankfully, all of the drivers walked away from that massive incident. There was a red flag. The race got back underway in a single file restart, and with the order put back to the last discernible order before the incidents happened, it was Lucas Auer that led them back away. Mandatory pit stops then, and René Rast would come out just in front of Lucas Stolz, but Stolz had his tyres up to temperature, dived up the inside on the way into the next braking zone and got ahead of Rast. Auer and Wittmann ahead of the pair of them, having made their pit stops as well. So Auer under pressure from Wittmann, Stolz ahead of René Rast, third of the championship coming into the weekend and looking for his fourth championship title. And there was also Mirko Bortolotti going well, but yet to make his mandatory pit stop in the Lamborghini. Sheldon van der Linde continued to charge up the order from 16th on the grid. He got up to 8th in the early stages, and this was an important move as he got back up the inside of René Rast. The last of the championship contenders to make a pit stop was Mirko Bortolotti, but it was not a happy one for the Grasser Racing team as the right rear proved sticky and the pit stop would end up being over 13 seconds long, so 4 to 5 seconds lost for Bortolotti. We put him at the back end of the top 10 when he rejoined. Sheldon van der Linde, though, was taking absolutely no prisoners as the championship leader next went on the attack for Lucas Stolz. Just in front, Alessio De Leyda's Lamborghini retired in the closing stages at the hairpin, but a great move from Sheldon van der Linde to put himself now on course for a potential podium finish. And there behind, Philipp Eng, his teammate, diving up the inside of not one but two cars. Past Rast, past Stolz, Stolz having to get out of the way. Rast got back ahead of them, so he made two places there. Useful championship points for René Rast. Mirko Bortolotti was trying to come back up the order as well. Lucas Stolz was beginning to struggle with the car now. Bortolotti was just going for it in the Italian, looking for his first win of the season still. Went around the outside on the way into the hairpin, having already dispatched of Nico Muller. Dev Gore was, though, leading the race. He was being reeled in. He made his pit stop just before the safety car came in on the restart. So they started to reel him in. This is a replay of Dev Gore amongst a couple of drivers that came in just before the restart. So that would come under investigation after the race. But for now, it had put him up front, but being chased hard by Lucas Auer and Marco Wittmann. They were 6 seconds behind. It came down to nothing, though, when he went wide at the hairpin, and Lucas Auer moved into the lead of the race ahead of Dev Gore. 18 points became 25, and this would be enough to move the Austrian into the championship lead with just one race to go. But look at in the background, catching them up, and in fourth place was Sheldon van der Linde. Down the inside of the double champion Marco Wittmann he went, and up into third place, and there was still time enough for him to get past Dev Gore. Could he do it? Could he get himself second place? Side by side they went. Dev Gore trying to fend off the championship leader, but it was to no avail. So into second place went van der Linde. This would be enough to keep the championship lead now. And then Marco Wittmann pouncing as well on the way out of the corner to get himself up onto the podium. But for Lucas Auer, it had been almost the perfect race. An explosive race, a dramatic race, but a second win of the DTM 2022 season for Lucas Auer as he took the flag.
Yes, baby. Yes.
Very good looking. Very good job. Very good job.
So Lucas Auer with a much-needed victory, 25 championship points. But with the fastest lap of the race in second place, Sheldon van der Linde keeps just about the championship lead by 2 points going into the final race of the season. Confirmation of the results then with Lucas Auer, Sheldon van der Linde and Marco Wittmann on the podium.